Avikti Parivar Chit Chat, sweet conversations that overflow with insights and inspirations. So, welcome, our dear brother Eric. We are eagerly waiting for you.
Shanti, everyone. Loving greetings from the heart. So lovely. We are going to continue the topic of keeping good company, but we lost the company of someone 2 days ago. I don't know if any of you maybe are not using your device anymore and you're detached from every company, which is not the truth. So you may have missed the big news in the world, which is that the Queen Elizabeth has left her body. And I was asked to read the beautiful message that was sent to her or to the family in England from the center in London, from Didi Sudesh and Didi Genti. And it's interesting because the Queen Elizabeth, I don't know if you know, but she was kind of identified, she was named to be next on the throne in 1936 when the Yagya started. She became queen in 1952, if I'm correct. But she was in 1936 recognized as in the lineage of the next to be Queen of England. And the fact that she's now left the body, well, even Canada had to recognize King Charles to be the King of Canada, and that was done, I think, today. So the message was sent to her family, which is the following message. It is with great sadness, we should say maybe with regret, but also with profound gratitude that we express our deepest condolences on the passing of Her late Majesty the Queen. She lived a life of service to humanity with selflessness and humility, courage and compassion. She was constant in her dedication to duty and was a rock of stability for the nation, her realms, and the Commonwealth. Her faith in God was her strength and support. May God's love and peace give comfort to her soul always. We hold Her Majesty the King and the royal family in our thoughts and meditations at this time, and know that God will give them solace and strength in these days and weeks ahead. So this portrait was painted by the late Ramnik Bakrania, a Brahmakumaris student, in 1958. So when she was just queen for about 6 years. It won first prize in an all East Africa art competition. And it was sent to Her late Majesty the Queen on the occasion of her Platinum Jubilee. And this message is signed by Sister Jayanti, Sudesh Didi, and the Brahma Kumaris. Yes, so now it's not a queen, but a king, King Charles I, or third, I think, I forgot. I think it's King Charles III, is it? Already third. So, Mohini Didi, do you have any thoughts about, she's been the queen for many of us from the time we were even born. So even before we were born, so some of us, and now it's quite a big change, something that no one has witnessed the passing away of a queen and the change of God, the allegiance to a new king. So Canada, with the Prime Minister today, pledged allegiance to King Charles. That's quite a different scenario. So anyway, our good wishes to her soul. Maybe she'll have a little glimpse at the advance party, and the advance party will give her a duty and she can do something also in the advance party. Any thoughts, Sister Mohini, you want to add on this news?
I would just say that royalty is always recognized, and monarchy, then democracy, and it's like different system. But Baba always used to believe in kingdom, that there is someone who is kind of, these days that doesn't happen much, but someone who can, you go for justice, you can go for help, and the way the kings are shown basically with their generosity, sharing from their treasures. And so recognizing that she played a beautiful role, and of course had remained that royal all the time during her rule or kingdom or whatever. So good wishes to the new king also.
I know you mentioned about the story of Sita, and I know the topic being able to maintain the company of truth will be such that I won't go into the story of the Ramayana that the queen and her kingdom went through, because the kingdoms, like Baba says today, the true kings is very difficult, and they went through so many stories. And so I was thinking about ask us to continue on this topic of keeping the company of truth. Is for you keeping the company of truth and what we call sometimes keeping good company, is it the same, Mariada, or do you make a distinction between the two?
Generally, we used to say good company, but now we're saying company of truth. So good company is, generally majority of people are good, in the sense of it's not they are sinful, or even they have generally vices, but they're not bad, But truth is higher than that, than just being good. And truth here is something which is spiritually, and something which is always inspiring, which is enlightening, and kind of keeping you on your spiritual journey. And so it's like the company of truth. You sit, and what you're sharing with each other is more your spiritual experiences, and how do you, the knowledge which is truth is helping you. So it's a different conversations and different relationship when it comes to company of truth.
But what would you suggest to be the understanding of keeping good company? What would be your advice for keeping good company? Do you mean we have to be selective? Just start to tell, well, you out, you in? How do we keep good company?
It depends. Once you have a life of principles, so you try to have company where we can live by those principles. I was sharing that when I came, first time went to Mount Abu, and I met Brahma Baba. So he said, just keep good company, or keep right company. So I thought, well, these are all good people. Why Baba is saying it? And then I realized that there are certain people, they want to get you involved in their personal life a lot. And everyone has different experiences, right? And so they start sharing. One is, of course, when they share their good experiences, which inspires us as young seekers. We were there, but there were some. They were telling what they couldn't accomplish, or what were their difficulties, and a lot of personal things. And I realized what Baba meant, that don't get into all that. So I made a policy. I had also have it before, that I don't get into conversation which are not necessarily we need to, in the sense of sit and talk about others, stories of others, listening to what this one did, that one did. So I thought that that is where we have to be attentive. Even now when people want time and then I said, okay, oh, I need 20 minutes. I said, all right. Generally 20 minutes is a lot to talk. So I said, okay, let's talk. And they do whatever is necessary. And in 5, 7 minutes, we have completed what we had to talk. And now if they start talking about other things, and Dadi Janki also used to say, you should be friends, but not friend to extent where you can just freely talk. Freely talk means about others and, all kinds of things. So when it's company of truth, then you stay to whether it's conversations or sharing, even physically, that as we have a principle, anything you get as a gift. For me, Baba has taught us, I don't use it. I will give it in where all sisters have it stock, where anyone can, who it is useful for, anyone can get it. So there were a lot of things which, as principle, I adopted, and until now, I always. So you don't avoid people, you don't differentiate, don't say no, I don't want your company. But when you are in company, it's up to us. What are our limits when we are sharing? And so we don't cross that border, even in friendship. And that's what Dadi Janki always used to say, all are my friends or no one is my friend. I don't have any friend, she will say, but all are my friends. So when you have principle, then you are with everyone, but you know where your boundary is, and where you, as soon as you step out, you don't want to get into that. So that's in a way good or truth, whatever you call it. That's how I
Mm.
understood.
Yeah, I appreciate the for me the distinction maybe between the two in a sense. Keeping the company of truth is maintaining the inner connection with the truth, being Baba's knowledge, Baba's Srimat, and keeping good company is also externally. A concern for many of us sometimes is that we don't always control who, in which company we are. If we have a full-time job, some who have big extended family. And I remember for me in the beginning, I understood it to be, and if you remember, some Sakar Murlis were a little bit stronger at the time. And Baba was making, strong comments about storks, don't meet with swans. And then, so we felt, oh, okay, let me not meet any storks here. But I think the danger sometimes is that we want to withdraw from meeting with other people because we think, oh, this is not good company. They're not pure, their food, what they're talking about, a lot of gossip. So sometimes I find some Brahmins tend to withdraw and move away. But sometimes we don't have much choice that they are colleagues from work, member of the family. And I don't know if I did wrong, but for me, with time, I realized that sometimes I have to give company to these souls. And when I don't manage the agenda, like if you are spending time with the Lokics, there is some time to spend with them. So I'm wondering, what do you feel is the balance between being in the company of many people with different things, but holding the truth and holding our own purity whilst being in that company and being serviceable by not acting in a way that will be doing disservice in a way? I don't know if it's too long a question or too complicated.
It's not complicated, but there is a lot difference in the body conscious atmosphere and you are in soul conscious. But I think that people start noticing that what you like, what you don't like. I think even children, it's like it's see, one is just normally talking conversation, even if it's on uh, like we're talking of good now Queen Elizabeth or any kind of topic. But when it goes to little bit vulgarity kind of, body conscious jokes or, that's where I think we kind of don't encourage all that, as you said, but in the family, if it is happening. So we can, in a very, very nice way, change the conversation or bring out something which everyone can enjoy. Because I sometimes say that start a topic where, okay, what do you think about goodness? What do you think about generosity? What do you think about charity? So you can also involve the family into some kind of such conversation. And it's very good, especially while eating dinner or let's grace the food, So you don't say, let's remember Baba, but everyone knows that. So you bring in certain moral, certain spiritual aspects also. I think that could be giving good company, right? Not only company, but giving good company. So we have both things. There is an opportunity to share something, not as knowledge, but some kind of a virtue or a social value. And because that's where also relationships become better and learning also happens.
So how to keep a balance, or sometimes I'm wondering if can we adjust those mariadas? How are they? How are they really? In French, we say they're the fix in concrete. We can't fix, because when we talk about our cell phone becoming the golden deer, I'm in the younger generation. Do we need to adjust the mariada a little bit for the younger generation and give them certain freedom for,
I,
having 3 golden deer, 1 golden mouse?
no, we do not, we shouldn't be fundamentalist kind, When I say fundamentalist kind, in the sense of, the way we do it has to be moderate, has to be reasonable, and for everything, I think that it's not question of younger generation. Even for us, when we are with the people, we don't, we don't look fundamentalist, as I said, as you're saying, very rigid, and but they should be part of me in a very natural way. And like Dari Janki says, I mean, these days because of COVID, people are little far, right? Dari Janki says that no, people come, they want to hug her, right? But she doesn't like it, right? I mean, she's not comfortable. Even if she's hugged, it doesn't, no problem. So what Dari says that before that happened, I hold my hands and say namaste. So other person also says namaste. So we kind of have to protect some of the things which we are comfortable with, but also not make feel anyone, you know, always Baba also says someone is non-vegetarian. It's all right, but you don't make face, you don't say anything, right? So even in the flight, you sit next there, even if sometimes it's intolerable kind of smell, but we never show any sign of disrespect of whatever their choice is. So respecting people's choice, keep also maintaining my inner comfort and, you know, so I think we could create a good balance there and still be amongst, when we go out, is amongst the regular life people have. That's for them is regular life. But how we can interact with them, and I know when we start going to UN, we had dinners and lunches and all kinds of things. But we kept to our principle. Once Dadi Prakashwani came, we had dinner. There were 110 of us, and so 4 of us were eating. So we ordered for a salad and raw vegetables and some yogurt. And I remember still 2, 3 ambassadors were sitting with me, and they keep looking at my plate. And so I just thought of Baba and I start eating some veg. Oh, your food is so good. Do you want to share? Do you want it? My plate finished quickly because everyone wanted something from there. So if you respect your principle and do it respectfully, I think it goes very well, you know. It can be in a very high position, which I have experienced, some up to the level of vice president traveling for a conference and give order for vegetarian food. I want this, and they provide you everything, you know. So I think you can keep to your principles and stay very normal. And sometimes you inspire others also, you
Mhm.
know. That's what my experience is. Even when I'm at airport, I'm sitting in the lounge and so many people, they know us, they know BKs, may not be personally. So can I get a few words of wisdom? Can I? So we give Toli blessing. And we're not concerned what is happening. It's some or other, everyone wants it. Everyone comes and say, oh, can I get blessing also? So I think there are certain things which I feel as more, we're not propagating, but you know, it's inspiring. It plays when I go by in India, the pilots, you know, before they go, they will come and say, give me our card of blessing. So air hostesses, you know, Bhumi is with me, she helps me, but once I had to take help, I said, thank you for help. Oh, I got so healed. It was so good. She told everyone. So all 16 air hostesses, they kept coming. Can we help you? And then I realized why they coming. So I think that, you know, somewhere is something we are giving good vibrations, is healing, and our presence can help. Then I told them, but the war has just began between Russia and. So I said, when we are crossing that, you let me know, we all can meditate. And they were so excited, and it was midnight. They came and they say, oh, we are passing that space now. And you said we're going to
Wow.
meditate. Let's all do it. And they kind of all became like silent. So, you know, what you have to do right. But you're not making anyone, you know, offended or doing anything against. A lot of respect, lot of love. But this is what I would want to do. And it was such beautiful atmosphere. We all were meditating for 10 minutes, crossing that space, you know.
I think it's because you mentioned you maintain such a high flying stage that you can serve all this stuff in the plane. I
No,
don't know if any
from
an air
beginning.
steward never came to me to ask for blessing or words of wisdom. She just tell me, please buckle your seat, sir. Sit straight.
That they
Do
tell
this.
me. No, in the beginning they don't know, but also like they all came for blessing card. They couldn't understand some. So at the back there were 3, 4 BKs. They went to them. Can you explain? And we don't understand. So it's like we were in the front rows and they were at the back, other group. And they, so we were serving like whole plane in a way, because then passengers were getting little excited. So I think that we just be natural, what you are. And as I said, be respectful to everyone, whatever they are. And when they have problem, like somebody complains, so they will come to me, can you write some good compliments for me? And Air India like knows now that who am I. And so if I recommend anything, that was a quarrel between one passenger, and because the son wanted vegetarian and father wants him to eat non-veg. So she said, I will give what the boy wants because I am on duty. And he fought so much with her. Bring your, I want to write complaint about you. So wrote a lot of nonsense. So she came to me, she said, it's my job. I was doing it. Can you write something? Can you write some compliments? I said, I will do it. And the chairman at that time still remembers that you helped to save someone's job. So a lot of good things can happen if we stay in our self-respect and what Baba has given us. I think anyone can do. it could happen. That's what I'm just saying.
I just find sometimes, and I, totally, of course, understand the expression of the highest code of conduct. And when you were speaking also yesterday, or I listened about, holding that truth in our conscience, in our mind, in such a way that we're careful not to make it stained with other ideas, other opinions. And I admire that. It's just that sometimes I find that it's very difficult to hold when we're in an environment that is busy and noisy. And when I go in an airport, nobody looks at me like a sage or a saint sitting. And I see the screen and I see a nice movie and I start watching and say, it's a nice movie. And so if I watch a part of a movie and I say, well, let me use at least the story to translate into Gyan. Am I cheating in Mariada, or is it okay to?
that everyone has to decide for oneself, right?
No, because sometimes we do feel we're exposed to something entertaining or information. But I always try to see, well, what's the meaning that I can extract? Like you made the comment about royalty. So in a way, we can listen to news sometimes, but transform it into something meaningful. Is that okay, or is it cheating, Marietta?
No, it's see, when I said you shouldn't be influenced by it, right? But keeping information, keep in touch with your job is just the world news anyway. And I keep myself informed too, because sometimes conversations come up. So it's not I am naive, I know whatever it is, but not allow that to influence our reasoning or influence to an extent that I start becoming that. That I was mentioning more than doing or not. But if you have to do it, you're doing whatever is needed to do, then don't be influenced. Don't allow your pure wisdom to be, somewhere it could affect. I have seen some when they say things, I said, but that's not original, that's from somewhere. Because then they carry it with them. No?
I transformed over time this Mariada. I mean, not transformed, but I understood it as keeping good company for me has become be always the best company for others. So can you just maybe in 1 minute describe what is, in your opinion, I am the best company? How do you describe being the best company for others?
It's what is the need of the time? What is the need of the person? What is the need? You act accordingly. I remember sitting at airport and these two women from India don't speak English. So they came to me, can we travel with you? Can you help us? Can you translate? And some or other, I was coming to Montreal at that time or Toronto. And whole day our flight couldn't go. Then we were kept in a hotel because there was a lot of snow and they won't leave me. And then then they told me they are from Pakistan. And they said, we have heard so much about angels, but we didn't know that one day we will meet an angel for our life. And then, we said goodbye because they stayed in Montreal and I took another flight. I remain very natural, normal, and I find at that time whatever is needed, our next door neighbor, woman, old, she always wears very high heel sandal. So once I came out and she's falling on the pavement, and I helped her to get up. And her son came and said, oh, you say my mother's life. I said, I didn't do. Means you have to be normal. You can't say, no, I'm a saint or I can't touch this woman or anyone. You are human, but then you have certain aims and principles. See, people start appreciating very much in some way or other. Oh, I want to donate something to Harmony House. I said, that's up to you. But I did what I have to do. So when you are generous, you are charitable, then once took our food, we generally take in the flight. There was a very famous actor from India. He was fasting that day. He said, I can't eat that food. What food you all have? So we said, we have puri, we have potatoes, we have, oh, can I share the food? I said, of course. We always have some extra food, you know. And then when we carry food, then many air hostesses say, we also bring our food from home because we love food from home, you know. So I think that you have to be very normal, natural, and see. And I'm not thinking of service at that time, but I
Mm.
know there is always service in some way or other. Okay, this is
Lovely. I think you
only
mentioned
for today.
twice. Yeah, you mentioned twice being normal. I like that. But I think there are little friends from Avyakti Parivar Airlines should listen carefully to all the examples you just gave us on the flight, at the airport, waiting for the flight. And one day they should do a little thing when they miss the flight to Madhuban. What can we tell stories of the airport and the flights? And I think there should be a special session with you about keeping your stage very high so you can serve airline companies properly.
Yeah. Today they are on leave.
I know, but we'll tell them
Pilot
to
co,
listen so they can.
pilot, co-pilot, air hostess, nobody is here
I
today.
think
But
there's a story here. There's something for a big story, I think, with them and you about
I,
stories in
I
the airport and the airplane.
actually they all are listening.
I'm sure they
They are
are. They
all
will give
sitting.
drishti.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they're
all
waiting for
listen.
drishti.
In the end, you will see them. But today
I
they're not
think
flying.
one day in Air India, they will serve toli from Madhuban, the one you have in your hand.
They will be happy. You know, one time I was going by Jet Airways, something happened and I couldn't. So one air hostess brought a very old badge. She said, you know, many years ago I used to go to center and they gave me, it's very old. Can you change it and give new? I don't carry badge in the bag. I have, sometimes I keep extra key ring or no, because some people ask for it. I said, no, I don't have, but I can tell where, when you go to Bombay Center, she was from Bombay, they will give you a badge unless whenever, if I meet again. So, you know, I think that there are little, I just want to be very natural, normal, but I have what I have and in whatever way they can take or I get chance to share. So we do that, right?
So now we're
Anyway,
on a
this is the
spiritual
total.
flight and you're serving us toli in the spiritual flight. So what is toli?
So today, totally dates and nuts because we have so many vegan food diet here. So we make toli also with no milk. So that's the toli for today, right?
That would be very convenient on Avyakti Parivar Airways so that everyone on board can eat that toli.
I think that's what they must be getting, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Mohini Didi. Thank you.
Thank you, Adik Bhai. Om Shanti.
I'll keep my stage very high next time I go on the plane and see if I can do like you, and
You can.
I will
You
try.
can. Yeah.
Maybe I'll wear a sari so they can be really intrigued, and ask me who I am.
No, I don't think so. You need to wear sari.
No, okay.
You need to have your vibrations.
My vibration. I'll wear the badge.
Beautiful. Yeah, badge is good.
Okay.
Vibrations and yeah, I think that vibrations definitely pull everyone. Okay.
Thank you. Good night.
Yeah, good night. Good night.
Okay.